Morning everyone. Last lecture we started with complete repertory. The complete repertory which was written by Dr. Roger van Zandvoort and it was published in 1996. We discussed about this in the last lecture. Total number of remedies are about 1723. There are 3 volumes, as well as all the 3 volumes they are combined in only one big volume also. So in this repertory there are 2830 pages and preface was written by Dr. Dario Spinelli. Most complete work on Kant's repertory. This is the Dr. Zandvoort, as we discussed in last lecture, that he tried his level best to complete the work of Dr. Kant's repertory, as well as he also included the rubrics as well as some important information for BPCR from BPCR, as well as many other repertories, existing repertories, whatever present at that time. He also added the important information, important things, symptoms as well as remedies in his repertory, which is called as complete repertory. Initially it came out as database file for use with Kent Homeopathic Association, Mac Repertory and Compact software. Now other softwares also giving options for of complete repertory. So first it was the complete repertory, it was included in Mac Repertory, Compact software, and also Kent Homeopathic Association. They are using this repertory, but nowadays many new softwares, they are also having the complete repertory. Dr. Zandvoort was born in 1958 in Holland. Then in 1982 he started work on additions and corrections to Kent repertory without initial intention of publication. He was first, when he was practicing, he make corrections for his own purpose only. He make additions in Kent repertory for his own purpose only. For his easy reference, he was making corrections as well as new additions in Kent repertory. There was no intention of publication of new repertory. That work was for the benefit of his patients, but gradually he started to dedicate less time to them and more time to his work on the repertory. So slowly, as he was giving more time to his work and less time to patients, so his work become more complete. From these efforts sprang a database called Complete Repertory, and due to his efforts which he was doing continuously, so due to his efforts due to his efforts he was came with, or he was able to complete, he was able to construct one such repertory which is almost having the symptoms related to the whole body, each part in detail, as well as remedies also. Most of the remedies are covered in this repertory. In 1990, guided by Dr. Kunzli and later by Hans Chock, he and Dario Spinelli, 40 medical doctors from Germany, Australia, and Switzerland began to integrate Pogar Boni Hussein's repertory into complete repertory. During the ensuing 6 years, Roger received the integrated their work into his repertory. So as Dr. Roger Van Zandvoort, he started his work of complete repertory in 1990, and after 6 years continuous and dedicated work, he completed his work of new repertory or construction of new repertory in about 1996. So that these 6 years are nothing but the dedicated years of Professor Angur, as well as other physicians who are helping Dr. Zandvoort for completing this unique work. Complete repertory is one of the widely used repertories since the last decade. This project work is done by Institute of Research in Homeopathic Information and Symptomatology. In practice, they first treated most people with herbal medicines, but when they felt that they really knew the correct homeopathic remedy, only when it was clear they gave homeopathic remedy. But after a while, entire practice was homeopathy, and then he brought the computer in 1987 and a Mac repertory to help in practice. So first, in practice, Dr. Zandvoort, he himself used only herbal medicines, and when he felt that some homeopathic medicine was strongly indicated for that patient, then only they gave the homeopathic medicine. But afterwards, after seeing or after getting the results with homeopathic medicines, slowly he was using totally in his practice homeopathic medicines only, and slowly he used or he gave us the many new repertories which are helpful in practice. Roger started comparing the information that Bill Gray had with the Vitulka's additions to the synthetic repertory and saw that there were many differences. So when Dr. Zandvoort, Dr. Roger Van Zandvoort, he go through the additions to synthetic repertory, which was done by Bill Gray with Vichulkas, then he saw that there were many differences. He liked the synthetic repertory. So he started collecting material to add to Mac repertory and saw that the authors were not always the same. So while going through the synthetic repertory as well as the additions which are done in synthetic repertory, he go through both work and he found that two homeopaths, the work of two homeopaths, it was never same, and although they had the same additions, as they are having the same additions, the same number of as well as the same additions, two authors, two homeopathic physicians, they are done, but then also their work was different. So he got involved in finding out where these additions really came from. There is a lot of information missing in Kane's repertory, and that is one of the reasons that he began his work. So as he found many new information in synthetic repertory as well as additions to synthetic repertory which was missing in Kane's repertory, so he doesn't get from where the author have collected that information which was missing in Kane's repertory. And while finding out this thing, he began his work of construction of this new repertory. So the gradations, about gradations, we already discussed in the last lecture that there are 4 grades. The first grade is bold capital, second grade is capital, third grade is bold italic, and fourth grade is Roman. Then the sources of complete repertory. There are main the main source of complete repertory, as we know that Dr. Zandvoort, he go through Kent repertory and he make many additions to Kent repertory, as well as he take many new things from the different sources. The main source for his repertory is Kent repertory, then Boger Boningusen's repertory, then Boger's additions to Kent repertory, and then Borik's Materia Medica and repertory. So these are the 4 main sources of this book, this repertory, and in addition to that, there are many other books as well as many other repertories which are present at that time. Dr. Zandvoort, he take the important information from that also. And some sources are given here in this slide, that is homeopathic journals, Smith's and Chan's Final General Remedy, Hinsley's Repertorium Generale, Seuermann's Additions to Kent's Repertory, Rastogi's additions to Boger Boningusen's repertory, then Fatak's additions, Borik's Materia Medica and repertory, and Boningusen's repertory and Boningusen's unique private additions. So these are all sources as well as the books, and with these books the important information he also collected from the existing repertory, all existing repertory, including synthetic repertory. Author ID is mentioned in number as superscript after the remedy. The rubric source, the rubric source is mentioned in parentheses with page number of that individual reference. Total 302 authors index is given as source. So the source for these sources for this book are about 302 authors' work. From the work of 302 authors, he have collected the important information and construct this unique work. So the philosophical background, as he was follower of, or as he was constructing his repertory based on Kant's principle. So the philosophical background is also based on deductive logic. He gave first importance to general symptoms and then particular symptoms. Then plan construction of this repertory. This repertory is available in the print form and electronic form, as we discussed in many softwares. We found this repertory was included. Then in the print form, it is available as single all in one volume or in 3 volumes. In the electronic form, it is available with Mac Repertory, HomePath Classic, ISIS. So these are the repertory, these are the softwares in which this complete repertory was included, as well as we found or we have available these 3 volumes in single one volume also, as well as the 3 volumes that separately also we get in the market. It was available. So the first volume, if we discuss about the 3 different volume, then the first volume which of complete repertory, in which the rubrics, the symptoms related to mind are given. In the second volume of complete repertory, the symptoms related to physical generals especially, and in that vertigo to speech and voice it was given. And in the third volume, the symptoms related to respiration to generalities it was given. So the first volume of complete repertory, which is on mind, it is very unique work, and the symptoms related to mind, the rubrics related to mind, we can very easily get in this first volume of mind, which we cannot get easily in any other repertory. So as we discussed in last lecture, there are about 42 chapters in the in this repertory, and they are arranged according to anatomical division of the body, according to the arrangement of Kent repertory, according to Hahnemannian scheme. So the chapters which start from mind, the arrangement of the chapter is as follows. The first chapter is mind, then vertigo, head pain, eye, vision, ear, hearing, nose, smell, face, mouth, taste, teeth, throat, external throat, stomach, abdomen, rectum, stool, bladder, kidney, then prostate gland, urethra, urine, male genitalia, female genitalia, larynx and trachea, speech and voice, respiration, cough, expectoration, chest, back, extremities, extremity pain, sleep, chill, fever, perspiration, skin and generalities. So, as like in Kent repertory, the first section in this repertory is also mind, and the last section in this repertory is generalities. So in this way, from mind, the sections start from mind and end on generality in this repertory. Then arrangement of rubric. As like in Kent repertory, the rubrics are arranged in a proper way. so that we can easily find out the rubrics. So the rubric arrangement is as follows. General rubrics first given, general rubric, and in front of that general rubric group of remedies are given. Then side, time, modality and concomitant, extension, location and sensation. The arrangement is similar, but in detail we found in this repertory. As we know, so as in Kent repertory, we found the specific arrangement to rubrics, that is site, time, modality and extension. In more detailed way, we found the rubrics are arranged in the following ways, that is general rubric, side, one side first it was given, then left side and then right side, then time, modalities, concomitants, extending to locations and sensations. In this way, it was, or the rubrics and subrubrics, they are arranged in this sequence. Then remedy abbreviation. Remedy abbreviation. Different abbreviations of one and the same remedy were put together. For example, cowl and alum, that is silicia, become alum silicatum. A full index to abbreviation changes can be found on index pages. Index page in the reference section. Remedies have been re-alphabetized according to the abbreviations. Some remedy abbreviations have been changed to ensure less confusion, mainly for the mineral salts, metals, acidums, and aceticums. For example, aceticum aceticums, aceticas will end in am-acet dot instead of am-8. So aceticum is given in ACET short form. Then alkaloids end in IN, conin or VR, conin VR instead of coni VR. So in this way, the aceticas end in IN and alkaloids end in IN. There are many examples are given related to abbreviations. Then structural changes against repertory or merits of this repertory. The most important word in rubric was moved to the beginning of the rubric. For example, during urination, this point we also discussed in the last lecture, that the important word they have moved to the beginning of the rubric. During urination, they, in the complete repertory we found urination during. All the aggravating rubrics with amelioration subrubrics we recognized. For example, stooping aggravate, ameliorate became stooping, aggravate or ameliorate. So in this way, the arrangement of the rubrics are somewhat changed in complete repertory. Then older terminology was replaced when clearly needed by more modern terminology following the American spelling. For example, miscarriage is included in abortion, siesta is included in afternoon sleep. So in this way, older terminologies are replaced by modern terminologies. Then replaced the inconsistent use of several words with the same meaning by a single word throughout. For example, micturition became urination, qualmichage became nausea. So in this way, some words are also replaced by the similar meaning words so that we can easily find out the rubric and easily understood that meaning of that rubric. Then some remedy abbreviations have been changed to ensure less confusion about what each abbreviation denotes. The confusion was partially marked for the mineral, salt, metals, and acidums and aceticums, that is, ammonium acid, ammonium acidum is given as Am-A, ammonium aceticum is given as Am-ACET. The degree of the remedies in Kent's original repertory have been checked and it was replaced by 4 degrees or 4 gradations. Recognizing rubric in the mind chapter instead of sleep chapter in Kent's repertory, the dream represent emotional impressions and mental strain. So as dreams are expressing the mental strain, it was expressing the emotional impressions. So in this repertory, in complete repertory, the dream rubric was mentioned in mind chapter as we found in Kent repertory. This dream rubric in sleep chapter in Kent repertory. So in this repertory, complete repertory, the dream rubric was included in in mind section. Then bodily anxieties and apprehensions have been included in the mind. Bodily anxieties and apprehensions have been included in the mind chapter under anxiety. So the bodily anxiety is also related to anxiety of mind. So it was included under the section mind. The reason for this is that although felt in specific part of body, it is still an expression of emotional value and therefore should be included in mind chapter. Of course, we also preserved those rubrics in the specific body part chapter. For example, stomach anxiety in has been included in mind, anxiety stomach in. So in this way, the general body anxiety, bodily anxieties, they are related to emotions, related to mental state of the patient. So they are included under section mind in complete repertory. As in Kent repertory, we found under section stomach, under anxiety rubric, but in this repertory under section mind we have anxiety rubric and sub rubric is stomach. The separate main mind rubric, the separate main mind rubrics talk, talking, talks have been combined in tone rubric named talk, talking, talks when their etiology was more emotional mental one. So the rubrics related to talk, the rubrics related to talking, it was also the etiology was emotional and so it was given in mind. The sub-rubrics mentioning animals and body or body parts under the main rubrics delusion, dreams, fear have been put together under the header that is body, body parts or animals. Example fear, dogs of, became fear, animals, dogs of. So subrubrics related to animals or body parts given under the main rubric that is delusion, dreams and fear have been put together under the header body, body parts or animals. As for example, under the rubric fear we found the subrubric dogs of in Kent repertory, and in this repertory we found the rubric became fear, subrubric animals, sub-subrubric is dogs of. In this way, the subrubrics related to animal body and body parts are given under the main rubric that is delusion, dream and fear. So under fear, we found these type of, or under delusion, under dreams, we found such type of rubrics. Then a new chapter was created, namely speech or and voice, containing those speech rubrics from the mind and mouth chapter that are related to motoric problems, and voice rubrics formerly found in larynx and trachea chapter. So for speech and voice, in this repertory, Dr. Zandvoort, he created a new chapter for speech and voice, and these chapters which contain speech rubrics from mind and mouth chapter that are related to motoric problems, and the voice rubrics formerly found in larynx and trachea chapter. As for example, under mind in Kent repertory, we found the rubric speech embraced, which was changed to mind, talk, talking, talks, embraced. So the speech word was replaced by talk, talking or talks. Then in Kent repertory we found the rubric in mind section, the rubric is speech incoherent. So in complete repertory, it became speech and voice in section speech and voice, because this was the new added section. So we cannot found the rubric related to speech in mind section in Kent repertory, but the speech and voice is the separate chapter in complete repertory. So the speech and voice, under speech and voice chapter, the rubric is speech and the sub-rubric is incoherent. Then for pain of extremities and head, separate chapters have been created, like extremity pain and head pain, in order to minimize the confusion. Because